Hey there, greetings everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here with my favorite 4 album runs, which is the series we're running for the month of August. It's August the 5th. This is pick number 27, if you prefer, if I'm counting them down. This was actually a group I had considered not putting into the realm into this because I only have the 1 album. It's not that I didn't want the other ones, it just haven't gotten. I was going to actually buy it as a set, and it didn't happen, so I've been now collecting them individually. I did have the opening, the debut, and the 2nd album from this band, and my friend had the 3rd album from this band, and we both were listening to the other album quite a bit as well. Another guy we knew had that album, so we're listening to that. So I am familiar with all 4 of the albums, although I only have currently the 1. And the band, of course, we're talking about are the Cars. This I did last week for my look back at a classic rock album. Fantastic album, as many of you know. Maybe their best album, definitely one of their best albums, if not their best album. You know, all the great tracks that you've come to know from the radio. Good Time, Let the Good Times Roll, My Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Needed. All 3 of these tracks, absolutely killer. And you know, a lot of the other stuff on this is really catchy. They're the thing about the Cars I like is their deep cuts and their hits are not too different from each other. Some bands you'll get, like The Sweet is a band where you'll get a lot of their radio stuff is really poppy and radio friendly. But if you listen to their other deep stuff, it's really heavy stuff, like really hard rock. The Cars pretty much the same throughout their entire discography. Maybe some of their albums are a little bit more poppy, a little more radio friendly than others, but not terribly so. So this, of course, is a magnificent debut album. One of the best in history, I think, and definitely starts a great 4-album run. So the next album up, Candy-O, another great, fantastic album, following very closely in the footsteps of their debut album. Very similar albums, a lot of similar stuff going on. The radio stuff is fantastic. The not radio stuff is fantastic. All sounding pretty much the same as the Cars sound, which is absolutely great. So for me, these 2 albums, fantastic. The 3rd album, Panorama, we get a little bit away from the great stuff that you got on the first 2 albums. It's not as great. It has a little bit less radio-friendly stuff. The deep stuff isn't as good. I think the album is a little more poppy, but still well within acceptable ranges. Excellent album. And then, of course, the 3rd or the 4th album, which is Shake It Up. The title track, of course, got a lot of radio airplay, fantastic tune, but you got a lot more poppy sound here. So they're now starting to move even more to that poppy sound here, but still well within acceptable range, well within that car sound. There's not as much of that raw kind of edge that you got on tracks like Let Me Go or that kind of stuff where it's really heavier guitar riffing. Yeah, but still, strong album. The Cars are at the top of their game here, knocking it out of the park, if you want. So I did want to include their mention to them because I think they deserve to be in here. If I had all the albums, they would have probably been much higher because it's a much better band than a lot of other bands out there. It's just I don't have the albums. I haven't got to get them yet because of the project I had in works didn't go the way I'd hoped it, but still got to be mentioned. And even though I don't have the albums, I still think it's a fantastic collection. Those first 4 Car albums, killer. I highly recommend if you want to get into the Cars, just start and do them in order that they came out, and you will absolutely appreciate them for the greatness that they are. So, anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of my 4 favorite album, well, my favorite 4-album runs. Sorry, I get tongue-tied there. For the month of August, we'll be back again tomorrow with yet another one. We're starting to get through the kind of early round bands that I think are strong. All of them can, switch around quite a bit here, but we're going to start getting a little bit tougher to pick. by the time we get to like number 15 up there, it's going to be like pretty impossible to separate 1 through 15. There's just hairs splitting them all. So anyways, I look forward to seeing you then. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Any messages you want to leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget the notification bell, and we will see you tomorrow with another episode of my favorite 4 album runs. Take care and goodbye.